Pharmaceutical water pollution. Purpose of research: the significant global growth in pharmaceutical usage and the associated environmental effects, such as their recalcitrance in aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems, sparked our interest in the root of this ever-growing issue. After reviewing several research articles, we opted for this area of study because we realized the extent to which pharmaceuticals impact the environment and ourselves, and we were eager to convey our findings and enlighten the viewers of this video. Finding new water sources is essential to overcoming water scarcity in a world where overpopulation and climate change are causing adverse consequences. This is a significant scientific challenge. Reusing water is a viable solution to the freshwater and wastewater shortages. For instance, treated wastewater is one of the most studied sources for irrigation purposes. However, emerging contaminants can be present in the water after. These compounds are unregulated, anthropogenic, or natural substances detected in the environment that are suspected to pose a risk to wildlife and human health. Among emerging pollutants, pharmaceutically active compounds have been detected in wastewater. What are the environmental effects of pharmaceuticals on human health? Pharmaceutical residue in the environment poses a significant threat to human health and the ecosystem. Factors affecting human health include drug concentration, type, distribution, pharmacokinetics, structure, modification, metabolism, and overdoses. Researchers have speculated about antibiotic resistance, with 10 different antibiotics found in sewage, surface water, and residues. Contamination of drinking water with pharmaceuticals is another concern, but there is no evidence that pharmaceuticals pose a threat to human health. The antibiotic resistance genes, which get into the environment through wastewater treatment plants and manuring, exhibit an indirect but outright serious impact on human health. Long-term and low-dose exposure studies are more accurate and directly reflect the ecotoxicological effects of human and veterinary pharmaceuticals. Does pharmaceutical wastewater affect the aquatic system? Pharmaceutical water pollution can have significant effects on aquatic. This type of pollution occurs when pharmaceutical compounds enter natural water sources, such as rivers, lakes, and groundwater, through various means, including the disposal of unused medications, excretion by humans and animals, and the release of pharmaceutical manufacturing waste. The effects on animals can be wide-ranging and include the following. Altered behavior. Some pharmaceuticals can affect an animal's behavior. For example, antidepressant drugs can impact fish behavior, making them less cautious and more prone to. This can disrupt the ecosystem by affecting predator-prey dynamics. Reproductive impacts. Pharmaceuticals can interfere with the reproductive capabilities of animals. Some compounds, such as endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in birth control pills, can feminize male fish and amphibians, leading to reproductive problems and declining populations. Toxicity. Certain pharmaceuticals can antibiotics, painkillers, and antifungal drugs, for example, can harm aquatic organisms, even at low concentrations. This can lead to mortality or sublethal effects, such as reduced growth and reproductive ecological disruption. Pharmaceutical pollution can disrupt food chains and ecosystems. Changes in the abundance and distribution of aquatic organisms can affect the overall health of aquatic ecosystems and the animals that rely on them for food. Bioaccumulation. Some pharmaceuticals can bioaccumulate in the tissues of animals. Predators at the top of the food chain may accumulate higher concentrations of these compounds, which can lead to health issues and reproductive problems. Resistance development. The presence of pharmaceuticals in the environment can contribute to the development of antibiotic resistance in bacteria. This can have indirect effects on animals, including humans, as it reduces the effectiveness of antibiotics. Genetic and physiological effects. Exposure to pharmaceuticals can lead to genetic and physiological changes in animals. These changes can affect an organism's ability to adapt to environmental stressors, potentially reducing its overall fitness. Long-term effects, chronic exposure to pharmaceutical pollutants over time can lead to cumulative effects in animals, which may not be immediately apparent but can have significant consequences for populations and ecosystems. From organizations to reduce the impact of pharmaceutical drugs, unit dose systems. The rational use of medicines assumes that patients will receive the appropriate drugs for their clinical needs, in doses that meet their requirements and for an adequate period at the lowest cost for them and their community. Patients purchase medicines in the exact prescribed dosage and period. Hospitals deliver the unit doses according to the patient's requirements. The adoption of the UDs may contribute to reducing the environmental impacts of pharmaceuticals, minimizing risks of intoxication, self-medication, and consequent reduction in costs. How to get disposal of pharmaceuticals. Saudi Food and Drug Authority, ESTA, the US Food and Drug Administration, FDA, emphasizes the importance of disposing of medications at home correctly, noting that this would help reduce incidents of drug poisoning or misuse. It can be disposed of by these steps, removing all personal data and prescription details, removing the medications from the package, then mixing them with semi-solid waste as leftover tea. Place them in a tightly sealed plastic bag, then throw them in the external trash. Development of bioremediation technologies. Optimizing technologies for drug elimination from wastewater is a critical pursuit since pharmaceuticals have been detected in effluent from wastewater treatment plants and consequently surface water, groundwater, and drinking water globally. The wastewater containing pharmaceuticals and their metabolites reaching wastewater treatment plants are commonly treated via purification systems, or they could be treated by microbes via biological systems. Biological systems are used frequently in conjunction with advanced treatments and bundled with conventional biological sludge systems due to limitations associated with the process. Advanced biological treatments include modified biological sludge systems, aerobic granular systems, moving bed bioreactors, anamorph systems, and membrane bioreactors. The pharmaceutical industry has a vital role to play in the healthcare of humankind. However, it has also contributed to the deterioration of the sources from which we get our water. Recent years have seen an increase in interest in the environmental effects of pharmaceuticals and the appropriate removal of these chemicals from wastewater, predominantly owing to their widespread usage and intrinsic traits. It is evident that low to moderate amounts of pharmaceutical substances are present in surface water. But when taking into account its impact on aquatic life and human health, even at low concentrations, only limited information is known about its long-term